There are so many different issues that we are involved with, but our concentration is basically on drugs advocacy, with the aim to be able to transform the life of young people, to help them to stay away from drugs.
Drugs destroy your future. We have no future generation if we stay into drugs and into drug abuse.
Drugs is damaging our society.
We can work together in transforming our district.
Addiction is a serious problem in my country, and it is my responsibility as a patriotic citizen to be able to make that transformation.
This is everybody matter.
Alexander M. Gandah, the Executive Director of Shape Our Destiny Liberia. We have a motto of shape to contribute. And this organization was funded with the intent of addressing issues that affect young people in the society, with specific concentration on drugs and substance abuse in the Liberian society. If care is not taken with the fight against substance and drugs abuse, a huge amount of the population in Liberia will someday perish. Our population is relatively about 5 million or less, but we have around 60 to 65% that are young people. And vast majority of the people who are taking the drugs or substances are young people. So if care is not taken to be able to solve this problem, we may have a society that will perish. I think the young people are getting involved with substance or drugs abuse because of the broken society currently that we find ourselves. Now, what do I mean a broken society? Liberia is a post-war country. And everywhere you have war, those identical things will take effect. Or anywhere you have a society that is broken or an environment that is broken, you will find those things going on. And we believe that many of the young people are taking drugs because, one, peer pressure, two, because of mental distress, and three, because they see people taking those substances, so they believe that, or they are not schooled to it or educated to it, so they take it in. And then they turn out to be deviant in society, or they turn out to be addicts. Liberians need to stand up to be able to face this challenge. The first thing we need to understand is that drugs abuse or drugs addiction in our society is a monster that is causing serious problems for the young people. So, firstly, we need to have a strong drug law. We need to have a strong drug law, and we need to build rehabilitation centers for addicts. That's what we need to do. First, have a strong drug law to be able to punish those who will bring substance into the country, or who will be selling those substance or substances, and then you'll be able to get rehabilitation center for those who are addicted. And also, we need to make our drug law not any offense with the issue of drugs should be non-bearable. That is what we need to do as a country. Then we will be able to fight drugs abuse in our society.
We are taking the responsibility as young people to this time around remain positive in our thinking and be able to impact the society we find ourselves.
We've been involved, firstly, with drugs education from 2018 till now. But then one of the major problems that we think we are addressing, and we are of a strong conviction that we are making progress, is firstly the issue of education. The drugs issue in Liberia is something that many people are not schooled to, actually. So we have made our responsibility to be able to educate people on the danger of drugs. From 2018 till now, we've been going to schools, we've been going to communities. Every time we go, we put students together, we educate them on the danger of drugs, and from there, we come in the community and do community outreach. So that's a step we have been able to take. Our recommendations is this, or are as follows. One, Liberians need to be able to have more money in the budget for issue of mental health, which have to do with drugs abuse or drugs and substance abuse. 2, we be able to pass the amended drug law that has to do with making drugs non-bailable or drug offenses non-bailable. And we need to provide sufficient fundings for those who are responsible for the fighting of drugs. That is civil society organizations and even the Liberian Drugs Enforcement Agency and all other security apparatus or apparatuses that are responsible for drugs issue or fighting crime. Because one thing we need to get clear is that the issue of drugs in Liberia, Liberia is not the only country that is suffering from it or going through such struggle. But our people need to be able to stand up to the occasion to fight, because other countries are fighting it. But unlike us, we are not making strides to solve this problem. We don't have a recognized rehabilitation center in this country. So we need to build it for those who are there. So our organization, what we have done is that there are 2 people in the drugs issue. 1, people who might likely join, and those who are in. That is the addicts and the would-be addicts. So what we have decided to do is to be able to provide education for the would-be addicts or those who stand the risk of becoming drug addicts, and to call on government and other well-meaning institutions across the world and even in Liberia to be able to build a rehabilitation center for those who are drug addicts. Because once a person is a drug addict, they are sick, so they need rehabilitation.
So Shape Our Destiny is an institution that has the clear responsibility or have decided to be able to transform the life of the young people by educating them on the kingdom of drugs. We are moving from one place to another. We're definitely going to be going to the counties in Liberia. It is our prayer that we will be able to work and our people be able to understand that Liberia is a country that can be able to take the situation and solve the problem.
If care is not taken and we're not serious, or we prove or behave not to be serious about the issue of drugs in Liberia, we will have, firstly, an unprepared generation of people. Because remember, when people take drugs or substance, it creates problem. Because the man needs something or the girl needs something to be able to support the habit. So they will turn to crime. So for the crime rate will increase, we will have a generation of young people that will not be prepared. And there's a high possibility an unprepared generation is a generation that will stand to perish. So those are the delinquent group of people might likely perish.
One of the problems we face in Liberia is the issue of addiction. People taking substances that damage the brain and damage it, and at the end of the day, they get involved with crime. So it is our prayer that those out there will follow the work that we do in Liberia and will be able to work with us so that we can be able to transform this country. It is our goal that Liberia will one day be a clean society and a drug-free society. It is possible that we can do it.
What we want to say finally is to be able to encourage those out there, Liberians in the diaspora, everywhere in the world that you are. The situation of drugs and drugs addiction in this country is a serious situation. We want you to join us to make the call to the lawmakers and every other power or those in power in this country to be able to work to get the amended drug law passed that is making drug crime or drug-related crime non-bailable, so that we can be able to fight drugs. The country is perishing. The young people are dying by the day. They are involving with crime. So we want to encourage everyone out there to come forth and let us work together. Shape Our Destiny is an organization that is working with other different civil society organizations. So we want you to come forth. Let us work together. Let us make the change. Let us make the impact. Liberia will be better. We can assure you that. So we want to say to everyone out there, let us come together and be able to fight drugs out of Liberian society. We want you to also please like our Facebook page, Shape Our Destiny Liberia. Also, please subscribe to this channel, the Shape Our Destiny channel on YouTube. Please subscribe. It is important so that anytime we put videos up or we put education or we're having any activities, you can be able to see it and know what we are doing and how far we are going with what we do.